each level you are, say, rendering yourself. The less filters that you have, the better version that you are. Hi, this is Sajady. Welcome to my podcast, Exponential Intelligence, where we explain first principles definitions on why life is the way it is, right? Life explained. And we talk about first principles for those who are not familiar with first principles. Basically, it's the first principle definition of why life is the way it is in this case. So if you have a belief system, if you have a concept, if you have an idea, and there's exceptions to the rule, we'll search harder. Okay, and becoming exponentially intelligent allows you to go to the next level and then to the next level till you get to the top level on, say, your life, on why things happen the way they do. So today we're going to be talking about, say, a crazy individual, a crazy subject, Kanye West. Is Kanye going crazy or not? Or is he going crazier? And why is Elon defending Kanye? Is there something, say, is he doing it just to get publicity, or is there actually a connection there? We'll talk about that. And then the last thing, the XI explanation on Kanye's craziness, how it all works. Because again, we want to get to the first principle definition. So if you don't know me, I can read anybody. I can see their patterns. I'm not a psychic in any way, but I do understand, or I do see individuals, say, master blueprint. And today we're going to be talking about Kanye's master blueprint, or how he got fucked up, basically. Just to put it simply, I'll give you a nice brief or a nice deep XI explanation on how he sees things and that he doesn't even know. And we'll get into a little bit of, say, Elon Musk, but that is saved for another XI podcast for you. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to get to my remarkable. Again, I love my remarkable. So this is how Kanye's dimensions work, or Kanye's consciousness works. Okay, back in the day, at some level, I'm not going to read all of Kanye, but what's happening is that Kanye was always say trouble. Through that trouble, he started to, say, investigate. Okay, and this is his early teens and so on. Like, started to investigate possibilities, probabilities. So what does that mean? Well, he started to start to open up, say, possible realities. He knew that there was something more than this life, which you have to give him credit for. He knew that there was more to this life than, say, what we all see, even success. Right. So what he starts doing, and as children, a lot of us have those abilities. Right. He starts to open up these possibilities, or channels, or realities out there, and I'll draw it out for you in just a second. And then this is where he gets his musical talent. So Kanye did not, say, sell his soul, which is very different, because a lot of artists basically say, hey, you know what? I sold my soul to the devil. There was an Instagram post out there some time ago talking about all these artists that are coming out and going, shit, what the fuck did I do? I literally sold my soul. That is a concept. That's a real concept. Kanye, on the other hand, did not sell his soul. Neither did, say, Elon Musk. He didn't either. But what do they do? What do they have in common? Here's what they have in common. They start to open up, say, possible realities that are out there. So when Kanye was a teenager, I'm sure he got into some interesting, say, psychedelics or drugs or whatever like that. And he started to open up. He started to open up the possibilities, started to get into the realities, or one reality was his creativity, right? And that's where his music genre starts to come. And that's why it's a little different. If you listen to Kanye West's music, it almost seems, don't want to call it iconic, but very, very different as far as frequency wise, right? Because it does come from a different consciousness or a different level. So he goes into those states, so to speak, and then brings it here. So over time, what happens is that he starts getting into those realities deeper and deeper and deeper. And this is where I'll draw it out for you. Kanye is here. Again, my famous stick figure, Kanye is here, right? And he's searching. He's searching. He's searching. He's searching. He's going, shit. There's got to be more than that, right? Very creative. So this is your reality right here. This is basically Kanye's reality of himself. Okay. Within this reality, you have, say, a reality, human reality, right? Basically, the human filter, as I call it. So this is the human filter, which makes us human. And then there are other realms beyond that. Okay, so there are other realms beyond that we can go into. So he taps in. This is a creative realm. This is a creative, say, reality that you can tap into. Unfortunately, it's outside of the human dimension. And this is where people get fucked up. Okay, so with Xi, you do it right. Okay, but what he tapped into, again, he leaves his physical body here. Okay, he leaves his physical body in this reality, and then he transcends into, say, this creative reality that somehow he opened because he had that deep desire. So there are other people who open up, say, realities of, well, hell, or realities of chaos, and this is where those individuals are in insane asylums, in padded rooms, and so on like that. Those realities are real, by the way. All right, so take a deep breath in, because this is an experiential experience for you. You'll probably feel some of the frequencies, especially with my abilities coming up, so I can sense it already for you all, even if this is a recording. All right, so that's how he got his creative abilities. Again, he transcends up here, and then he transcends, grabs the creative reality, grabs that space. But something unique about Kanye, the residue, there's a residue left over, okay? And this is what you sense or feel when you, say, experience his music, his talent, okay? So he not only, say, brings in, say, the words, but he brings a residue of this consciousness, or this, say, creative reality, into his reality, okay? And this is where the problem starts for Kanye, okay? So over time, what happens is that he starts liking the creative reality more, because again, this is of a higher level function. This consciousness up here, it's more clear, it's more specific, it's more, say, it's less dense, and it makes more sense because there's less filters. Okay, so there's basically, in the human reality here, there's so much bullshit. Okay, there's so much bullshit here that escaping basically to just, say, a realm where it's just creative. It's just a consciousness. It's literally like if you had an app that you downloaded in your system, in your genetics, that goes, hey, I want, say, musical talent. Boom, you download the app in you, and then you have musical talent. Okay, that's how it all works. So, but the key is that it is out of this human realm. Okay, it's out of this human space, and then it starts distorting you. And this is, over time, Kanye starts to get distorted. Take another deep breath in. So what does this all mean now? Okay, so where is Kanye now? So over time, what's happened is that this realm, this creative realm, becomes more and more expansive for him. It becomes more and more tangible for him. It becomes more and more real for him. Why does that happen? I'll explain that here. For example, these are, again, layers of, say, consciousness or filters that you see yourself in. You are up here. You are, say, sending your light here, and then you render yourself here. Okay, so this is Kanye. This is the human filter. This is his, say, filter that he's in, or his reality, right? That he's in, and then the creative filter is, say, here. So his within, say, this layer of consciousness, there is a reality that has a creative filter. So this is again another way of putting it. Another drawing, and for some reason, again, oh, there it is. So this is again, this is what I talked about, right? So this basically is this from another perspective. Okay, so he, again, at some level, he extends or leaves his body and goes into, say, this creative realm. Okay, what happens is that he starts to love this creative realm more. Why? Why do people do that? Why do people start to, say, acknowledge this space? Why do people don't want to be here at this level? This is where you get too extreme and you start to commit suicide, by the way. All right, so the reason why is that this is a closer version of you, because each layer or each filter of consciousness that you filter yourself through, okay, deteriorates you, deteriorates the real version of who you are, or your limitless self, or some of you might call it your spirit. So he renders, or he relates to this because he's actually sensing or experiencing himself at this level as well. Okay, if that makes sense for you, because each level you are, say, rendering yourself. The less filters that you have, the better version that you are. Okay. The problem is, again, this is a huge problem for many people. The problem is that it doesn't include this human filter. You do not want to render yourself at these levels because, well, you can't create density. You couldn't create your physical body here. Okay. And I'm getting a little too deep on this, but that's okay. What you want to do is, again, remove, say, these layers or these filters that you see yourself in, and then render yourself here at all times. This is what exponential intelligence is about. This is about expanding yourself, your inner expansion. You understand who you are, how you render yourself, and then literally this being of you expands into, say, these possibilities of who you are. Okay, getting back to Kanye, now that we understand how it should be done, getting back to Kanye, this creative, say, at presence, this creative consciousness, again, is closer to a higher version, the real version of himself. So what happens is that, well, he starts escaping into those realities more. With Kanye, he's got this special gift of, say, pulling part of that consciousness down as well. So even if you don't like his music, sometimes, you know, it has a draw or a pull because it's a pure presence within his music. That's why some people might call him Jesus, or he calls himself Jesus, and all that stuff that's going on with him. All right, so we understand that concept, right? We're good on that. Okay, so within, I want to say, during his career, success, popularity, you know, and all that starts to, say, erode this human filter that we all have. This is where it magnifies us. Again, success, popularity, and so on magnifies who we are. And this is where Kanye's stories start. Basically, what happened is that he opened up 7 different realities, some in the same consciousness, some in other layers of consciousness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I want to say 1 is, say, above all the rest. So he has different layers of, say, consciousness that's open for him now. So basically what he sees, and it basically fucks him up, is because now he's basically, you know, his light is running through here, right? And then he escapes. So he goes to this consciousness, he goes to this consciousness. And this is how so when he starts to meditate, or when he gets into the zone, or when he spaces out, again, without his control, once you open realities and you don't know how to control it, he basically starts to render or fractal himself into these possible realities. How many of you do that, by the way? Okay, at a lesser level. That's the only difference. Some of you do it at a lesser level. All right, so he's got 7 different realities. And he even said on one of his interviews, he goes, I see these things, and then I just pick one. So what he means, or what he meant by that, Well, he doesn't know, he doesn't understand it completely. It's like I see all these ideas out there and then I just pick one. Basically, he sees all these possible realities that are opened to him, okay? And then he goes, well, I'll pick this one. And he picks this one. And this is where, he sees, say, the possibilities on, say, and again, this is where the anti-Semitic statements and all that stuff come about, right? At this level, at this level, the definitions are different. So whatever he said at this consciousness might make sense at this level. It doesn't mean that, again, it works at the level that we're at, okay? But at the level that or the reality, again, these realities does not indicate that these realities are true, okay? It's just the reality that he's in, okay? There might be some truth to it, or there is a pure version of the lie or the truth. So for example, if you jump, say this reality is that, you think that everybody is an alien. That's a reality that people can go into, right? So is it true? Well, it is, because if you existed in this reality, it would be truth for you. Simple as that. So I'm not saying what he says is true. I'm not saying what he says is false. I'm just saying that whatever reality that he exists in is true. Simple as that. You run from, say, a certain, say, reality of truth. That is not true. We all do that. This is called the master blueprint, right? You run from a lot of, say, belief systems that are absolutely not true. That's why that's why everybody's life is fucked up. Simple as that. That's number one reason why people's lives are fucked up. Straight up. Okay? Because they believe in the reality that they exist in. That reality, again, truth, not truth, it doesn't matter. It's real. So in a way, it is true. So that's why sometimes when people, say, believe in something so deeply, you start to believe it too. Because they pull you, especially if you're a feeler, right? They pull you they pull you into their reality, and then you go, oh, I get it. They literally pull you into that reality. So with Kanye, what happens is that he jumps into this reality, and then he sees it. There's a problem with that, though. Over time, what happens is that he cannot maintain this version of himself here. He cannot maintain, say, this singular version. Right now, again, he's starting to, say, crack. Or basically, when I see him, he's starting to, say, be fractaled. Okay? So what that means is that this version of him, okay, and I'll quickly draw it here. Again, he's got, say, 7 different realities. Again, realities are different than, say, consciousness. So this is Kanye. And then over time, what happens is that he literally has to split. Okay, so basically what happens in physical form is that you'll start to see, if this was, say, again, a human form. I'll just draw a snowman just to make it easy for us. Here we go. So this is Kanye still. But what happens is that this starts to get fractaled into 7 different realities. So each section of him coinciding to, again, the reality that he exists in. So over time, these realities become so real or so connected that he starts to, again, render it in his physical body. Since there are 7 of the realities, what'll happen for him is he'll feel fractal, or he'll feel like he's really fucked up, or again, mentally unstable, because his brain, only one brain, cannot handle, say, different dimensions that he exists in now. So that's where that's a deep explanation of, well, why Kanye is the way he is. I think this will give you some clarity on those individuals. It'll give you clarity on, say, when you start to see really, say, genius type individuals start to go mentally unstable. Maybe you have a family member, highly intelligent, right? But socially inept. There's reasons for that. What I explained here explains that. All right, guys. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. Comment in. Join me on social media. Join me on TikTok. It's going to be a brand new channel at Sajady.com, where I'll post 3-minute videos on, say, stress relief, or 3-minute hyper meditations on helping you stress, de-stress, on helping you be confident, on helping you have a good day, on helping you whatever. Again, just 3-minute free videos. So again, that's at TikTok at Sajady.com. Also, join me on my Telegram channel, which is Telegram XI with Sajady. All right, as we end, notice what you notice. Notice the details of what you notice. And if you don't like the details, well, start doing something about it. Peace.